I can testify because when it comes to relationship, oh my God, I am the relationship godfather. But Jesus Lord, I cannot keep a goddamn relationship for myself because the people I keep on attracting are not the people that are suited for my ass. And this makes me look like a goddamn hypocrite. Makes me look like a hypocrite because it is the opposite I would tell somebody to go do. And I've been wondering why the hell I keep on doing this. I've been wondering why the hell this keeps on happening to me because I try to make a certain type of person who does not fit the profile that I had already drawn for myself. But I try to make it look like, okay, it could work. But inside me, I know dead end that it ain't going to work. I know dead end, it ain't going to work. But I just keep on, saying, alright, just maybe, maybe it might work. But I know it ain't going to work because we're two people from two goddamn different worlds. Yeah. So yeah, when it comes to feeling like a fraud, when you have so much abundance in knowledge about this same topic, you shoot yourself in the goddamn foot.
What is good? It is Salim Mohammed Tarfa, the Fizikage on the Fizi Speaks, back again with another episode. And on this episode, you already heard it. I have someone amazing, friend, my brother, my co-podcaster, self-help enthusiast. It is Abdulhai Onimisi. It's Davido. Okay, his name is not Davido.
My name is not Davido, man. Let's get past that already.
No. We shall not. We shall not. You'll forever be Davido to me. Okay. That conversation you just heard before this was actually from a year ago. I think sometime in April, May. Yeah.
I think sometime in April. It definitely should be April, not May.
Yeah, I think so. It was a pretty intense time, and wow.
Dark times.
Dark times, really. The hypocrite, the liar, the fraud. Bruh. That even happening in the first place.
You see, now you just got into a very different topic. You say, how did I contribute to that happening? You see, that is a question that I think if we ask ourselves even more often, yes, everybody would. It's very easy to play the blame game. I mean, it feels amazing. You sit down, you play the blame game.
The blame game is really easy. That's like easy mode. Just blame your ex.
Right, you blame your ex, you blame everybody.
Your siblings. Just blame your parents. Blame your boss. Blame your
like
country.
I said, it's quite easy to play the blame game. And you see that question that you asked, that how did I coerce myself into this predicament I find myself into?
How did you get into this?
How did I get into this? Because it's never 100% that you just except you are except you are 200, like you're very unlucky. You go outside, it's raining, and lightning struck you. Nobody could have seen that coming, right? That you were 100% innocent. Now, apart from that,
I have something to say. I have something to say to that. Yeah, if you go outside and lightning strikes you, the question I have for you is, how were you standing? Did you have your hand up like Thor? If you did, cool, nice. Did someone take a picture? If they did, better. If not, I mean, that's an opportunity missed. You know, it's an opportunity missed. You could have been Thor for like a second. You got struck by lightning, but you had a very good pose. You know, that's something dope.
Bro,
you know?
Stop it.
You get to live to tell that story.
Stop it. Bro,
okay,
you know,
look,
the picture of people being struck by...
See, I feel like we'll go on forever, and we've not even touched the top of this topic. Hypocrisy, yeah? So that is a snippet from the prelude to this episode where we talked about coping after a traumatic experience, blame games, and accountability. So just listen to that if you want to have more of that information, and we will get into the episode proper now. So what is hypocrisy? Yeah, this is the practice of claiming to have moral standards or beliefs to which one's own behavior does not conform. It is pretense, and we are, all of us, hypocrites. in some sense.
Yeah, exactly.
It's unavoidable. It's just exposing how both of us, we've been hypocrites. Yeah?
Right.
I've got into a relationship and I went in with this mind of, you know what, I see this person with all these things. I love them, you know, I see the good in them, and I see the baggage, I see the headache, I see the everything. And I should be more self-aware to know what I can take and what I cannot take. But I tell myself, you know what, I'm going to help this person, I'm going to fix this person. That's the mentality I went to. I'm going to, if I show her this, maybe it will be like this. And I'm like, bro, you're not checking yourself. You also have needs in this relationship. You also have things that you're looking out for yourself, for your future, because especially as men, the idea of you're the one that we are Nigerian boys. Nigerian meal swagger. Okay. So so this one is crazy. Yeah, this one is crazy. At the end of the day, where we come from, the guy goes to the girl, proposes. Right? You are the one, you would choose. You go out and say, I want to marry you. You. Come here. It's me and you. Let's do this. Yeah? And she can say she can say no. She says yes.
Right.
You chose her for a reason. There were other girls. You chose this particular lady for a reason. There was something about her. Maybe it was the fact that she made you feel like this is someone with whom I can raise a family. I can have a family. I can build a family. This is somebody with whom I would have a family and I would protect that family and I will love that family because this woman makes it so much easier for me to be my best self. She doesn't bring out the worst in me. She makes me feel valued, appreciated, respected, and loved. I want to build something with her. We have similar values. We have similar vision and mission in life. I want to build something with this woman, right? Mm-hmm. So what that means is before you even talk about anything, what you bring to the table, blah, 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 you must have a table, bro. There has to be a table, baseline. There has to be something you're looking for. I want a home that is morally upright. I want a home where we don't allow our children to dress anyhow, to just do anyhow. You know, you don't want to have conflict with your partner day to day about how you raise your children. I want to have a family where my wife doesn't have issues with communicating to me negative emotion, which is something I want to talk about in a different podcast. Everyone is coming from what they see on social media, all this negative energy, blah, blah, blah. And then we are acting in our relationships, in our families, in our lives. And your family, your partner, your home is the only place, if you really check it, to me, where we get to live. Everywhere else we're acting. So if you get to come home and still act, bro, you have lost. If you have to come home and act tough, you have to come home and act happy. You have to come home and act okay when you're not okay. Because you can't tell your wife what's wrong. You can't tell your husband what's wrong. You've lost already. So in the first place, you are in a deceit. You are living a lie. Therein comes the liar. The hypocrite, the liar. We're in the liar now. Bro, how many times have you... This I'm asking you now. I'm throwing this to you because I feel like, bro, I can't even do this. Let me not just go and start cooking, hot beans. So this one I want to talk about is something my uncle said. Uncle Nat, if you're listening to this, God bless you. Over Christmas, yeah? We're chilling with the family, grandma, everybody's cool. We're having a great time. Family is the best, bro. Anyways, he says something, right? It's something that I'm sure you know. And he says, the greatest deception, I'm sure he's not the one that said it the first in the world, but the greatest deception is the one you do to yourself. Mm-hmm. The lie you tell to yourself. Bro, if you want to marry Uchenna, it's up to you. You want to marry Adaobi, bam, it's your problem. Zainab,
if you want to marry Emeka, it's up to you.
You want to marry Emeka, let's talk the one. Femi, you want to marry Femi? Demon. It's up to you. One. I'm not saying all Femis are demons, but
all of them are demons.
Are there for themselves. The statistics are there for themselves. If you want to marry Femi, it's up to
all
you.
All of them are demons. Kingsley, demon.
Kingsley, if you want to marry Zufulani, you're on your own. Fred, all those people, Frank, all those guys, I'm not saying they're bad guys, but you never know. So what I'm trying to say
ways.
On this, they have their ways. You want to marry Halima?
Situations.
Yeah, bro. So the funny thing is this. If you lie to yourself, you can't make anything you do from that lie is going to be a lie. You can't have truth from a lie. This is the funny thing. So if you pretend on social media, if you tell yourself that you're okay where you are not okay, if you tell yourself you can take on this when you can't take on this, just like you said, yeah, your relationship, right. You've had several relationship situations like that where you're with someone who you are realizing doesn't fit the profile, doesn't fit the standard. You've looked at yourself and say, look, I am Abdulhai, I am this, I'm a podcaster, I am so into psychology, I want to understand things. Most of all, you know what matters to you, right? And right. If you want to build something that will last through time, you have to build it with someone with whom you can share the truth and with whom you can be truthful to yourself about. And you can be truthful to yourself about yourself regarding them. Yeah. So you saw these people. You knew right from the beginning we are from different worlds. We will not understand ourselves. My values and your values don't match. I'm here talking about one man, one woman. You're telling me about LGBTQRSTUVWXYZ. Everybody's on their vibe. You get what I'm saying? So your values. You are, I want to talk about God in my marriage. Yeah, that could be you. I don't know. You know your values. Maybe I'll just let you. How do you see us lying to ourselves and that definition of a liar?
Okay, so here's the thing. At least we are conscious liars. So there's a difference between, in my opinion, there's a difference between someone who's lying to themselves and are unaware of it, and there's a conscious liar. So okay. At some point, of course, we know certain things, but when it comes to action, we fail to put our knowledge into use, right? And as time went on, we started questioning, why things were not going the way we wanted them to, or maybe the way we envisioned them to. And that is the inner questionnaire inside us, probing us to do the right thing, because internally we know what the right thing is, but it turns out that at some point, the selection process, we did not bring out our best version, and we got defeated by our emotion. So at that point, emotion was the enemy.
Baggage,
and
trauma,
then we realized that, okay,
yeah.
Exactly. So we realized that, okay, we've got a new enemy, which is the emotion. So it's not emotion. Emotion is not an enemy per se, but at certain times in our lives, it becomes the
Especially
enemy.
when
and
left
we have
unchecked.
to know. Yeah, we have to know exactly when we deploy it and when we don't. So it's like a balance. So I wouldn't say that we're liars per se. I would say we haven't been able to structurally position when and where we use our logic and our emotions in our life, or also in our relationships. So I would say, because I'm very careful with the words that I use when I'm describing myself and the things that I've done, because we begin to internalize those things and we feel that way. That's why sometimes I give credits, and I don't like to do this sometimes, but I give credits to Andrew Tate for the type of mentality he has about certain things.
Sometimes.
For example,
yes.
Let me be, because I still don't know the outcome of his trial and whatever. So I want to be very careful where I stand with him. But he does speak certain things. Andrew Tate, if you look at him, this guy is deeply hurt. Anyone who has a brain would clearly understand this from 1 million kilometers.
Bad.
You can understand that.
Bad, man.
Exactly.
Jesus.
But so I give credits to Andrew Tate when he says, I don't believe in depression. He's not saying that he doesn't believe that depression is a thing, or it's a psychological thing, but he doesn't believe it because he does not want his body to take it in. Because once your body take it in.
Exactly. I absolutely love that one. I love that one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Once your body take it in, you can't really take it out really easily, because one thing about the human existence and the human body, the human brain, is that we tend to look for what's comfortable and easy for us to rest all the bullshit decisions we've made on. That is why we say, okay, I'm depressed. At least in this side of the world, okay, let me tell you something about this side of the world. At this side of the world, people in Turkey, especially, they're like, oh, I'm depressed. Okay, I'm depressed. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean you're depressed? Do you know what depression is? I've seen what a depressed person is. You seem to be having like a really great life to me. So what the hell do you mean by I'm depressed? Depression is not a trend. Depression is not something that you just wake up one day and say, I'm depressed. As a matter of fact, if you're truly depressed, you don't even get to say that you're depressed, because people would realize that you are depressed from your actions, the things you're doing, how you move yourself. People would know that this person is depressed. You don't get to say and look at the picture and say, oh, I'm depressed. Oh, depression is this. Oh, depression is that. No, that's why I'm saying. I wouldn't say that we've lied to ourselves. I would say that we knew a lot of things that we needed to do, but when the time came for us to do it, we could not do it. And we began to realize that, okay, we're not being truthful to ourselves, and that's where hypocrisy comes in. We're like, oh, okay, this is making me look like a hypocrite. Like, I know this, but I'm not doing. So that's the moral side, the ethical side inside. Like, no, I have to do better. I have to ask myself, I have to ask from myself better, because I know this thing. And once you know something, you cannot unknow it. You are fully responsible for the knowledge that you've acquired. So you acting upon the knowledge that you've acquired is more of a moral and ethical stance than anything else. So I'm like, okay, why can I know all these things and not do it? So you start asking yourself more questions. Okay, where am I doing it wrong? So how can I be in line? Okay, how can my actions be in line with the things that I'm saying? Because now you are going to be held by what you said. And if you are not doing that, then you're a hypocrite. And if you have any atom way of inner and self-judgment, you would know that you have to get your house together. So that's what we were going through last year, because we were going through a phase where we experienced a discrepancy between our words and our actions. And now we're like, okay, we need to do things differently. We need to start getting new ways. We need to start asking ourselves the tough questions and following suit with immediate action. So I don't see it as a lie. I see it as think about a cocoon. A cocoon is opening up, okay? Like it takes forms of transformation, right? So we're like a cocoon, and then we start like opening up a little bit, and okay, and now we fully metamorphosed, or we are going towards the direction of fully metamorphosing to the person that we want to be internally, and we have always preached to other people that we are. Full stop.
Yeah. It's virtually impossible to live up entirely to one's own moral code, because we make mistakes. And sometimes we're not even aware of the mistakes before we make them, or why we're making them, or the lies that we tell ourselves. You know, some of these things are affirmations that we've made to ourselves about ourselves that are false. You know, that limit us, that keep us in a lower state of functionality. And you know, we may sincerely believe like in this idea of objective morality, but make excuses for ourselves when it comes to our shortcomings. So for example, the moment you are in a point where you realize you've lied to yourself about being okay with some things that are going on, once you wake up inside of you and say, look, this isn't it for me, I shouldn't be here, I shouldn't find myself compromising my integrity, my honor, my code. The moment I realize that, oh, wake up, this isn't godly of you, this isn't right of you, this isn't what you are called to do. The moment you wake up to that truth, that reality, make a move. Don't sit down there and start expecting someone else to come and carry the shame or the blame for your actions. Yeah. And so before we go on forever, yeah, I want us to move to the fraud. We talked about something before now, which is, okay, you know, for example, we're both podcasters doing self-help podcasting. His podcast, by the way, really amazing, Vibes with Onimisi podcast. You should check it out on Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts. It's really, really chill. He had one about healing your inner child. Yes. I love that one. I think it was episode 32, if I'm not mistaken. That one is one of my.
Do you even know the episode number? I can't really remember. I think it's 32 or something like that.
Yeah, it's 32. It should be 32 because the one I did with you last was 33. So I think that should be 32. But anyways, you guys should go listen to that one. It's really great. Listen to 33 as well because that one I'm featured in it. So you know, I like that
being grateful.
32 was one of my favorites. Yeah, I really enjoyed that one. Speaking of which, you know, being a podcaster, talking about helping people, sharing stuff about deep clinical psychology topics like depression and stuff. It's a tricky one because neither of us majored in clinical psychology. None of us is Jordan Peterson. None of us is, Andrew Tate. No, that wasn't a good example.
Andrew Tate, mate.
No, I know I messed up. But the point is, none of us has a Bugatti, right? Last I checked, you don't have a Bugatti yet, so you can't really.
I do have a Bugatti.
You do.
I've got a Bugatti.
What color? What color is it?
My Bugatti is red.
You know, you're not serious.
Sorry. My Bugatti is transparent. You can't see it.
Okay, now you know they see nice one. So, anyways, the point is, there is this element of feeling like an imposter, feeling like a fraud. You know, even if you are a podcaster, I listened to this podcast the other day. I think it was Conversations with Mima. That at different points in time, you question yourself and say, "Who am I to talk to these people? Who am I to record this thing and put out there? I don't want to be another waste of space podcast. You know." I don't want to be another podcast about nothing. You know, I don't want to be a podcast without purpose. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't just want to get your views. I don't just want you to listen to me because, you know, I'm a celebrity or something, or, you know me, from childhood. You know, I want you to listen because this touches you in a particular way or this helps you get going through tough times. Or if this is for you, then this podcast helps you wake up from your slumber and realize time is going. You can't keep lying to yourself. You can't keep being the hypocrite. You can't keep being the fraud in your life. Because sometimes, like you said, you find yourself doing things that you wouldn't tell someone else to go do. And you come out talking about self-help, but you can't even seem to help yourself in that situation, right? And it's like, are you a fraud? Are you fake? Are you not real? You know? You coming out, talk to people, are you a fake? And I feel like that is a depressing angle to look at things and say, whoa, am I a failure? Right? Because if one thing that you enjoy doing is giving other people light, and then your room is filled with darkness, then something is really wrong.
Thing is, I don't think our room is completely filled with darkness.
Yeah,
but the little darkness
not
is
me. I feel.
Yeah, the little darknesses that we do feel just validates the fact that we are also human beings. So if we didn't, if we don't,
that one was for me. Thank you, bro.
Right.
Thank you so much.
If we don't have those times, then I think Elon Musk can recruit us as his new robot. But I think we're human beings, and the fact that look, I was going through. I was watching this video, okay, about two people, an educationist and a psychologist, but mostly for children, right? And they were having this really nice conversation about, bringing your children up and what's authority and be like I think a dictator and an authority, and so something like that. So I was reading through the comments because sometimes you find little facets of information in the comments, and this guy was like, wow, you're gonna be like a really nice parent and stuff like that. And you know what the guy said? The guy who is the author, he said that no, it doesn't work that way, because the fact that everything does not bar you from not making mistakes with your children. You'll still scar them that way. That's what he said. And they say, but at least knowing them puts you in a better position to correct your mistakes even faster, which is so important, because yes, you would make the mistakes. Yes, you know everything that's going on. Yes, you would do this, but knowing the mistakes you're making, quickly realizing the mistakes you're making puts you in a position to recover and heal faster. It's so important for you to recover and heal faster, because some people I've had this friend who was going through this depression for 5 years. Like, this is real depression, and she had the slightest idea that she was going through depression until she decided to talk to me. Like, she's like, I don't think things are going right in my life and stuff like that. And I'm like, what is it? And she was telling me, like, okay, I've got a friend, let me refer you to. My friend is a clinical psychologist, and the clinician told her that you've actually been going through depression for the past 5 years. So I wouldn't diminish the fact that we know certain things regarding ourselves, because knowing that is something different, but also making, they say to err is human, and we would have to make those mistakes to revalidate the fact that we are human beings and we must make those mistakes. Yeah. So I live with the fact that, yes, I can make mistake, and when I make mistake, sometimes I actually do this. When I make mistake, I try to see how long it would take me to realize it, and if it is towards someone, go apologize. So I try to shorten that span to see that, okay, as soon as I make the mistake, I realize it and I went and I apologize. Yep, that makes me a better human being. Not the fact that I can not make mistake. No, not making mistake is not, it's not genuine, it's not real, is not sustainable. But making the mistake, realizing it, and apologizing it.
Yeah, just to add to what you said, I think also that is a different kind of red flag, if I'm going to say that. If you run into someone, or you yourself are someone who approaches things with this idea, this air of, I am above mistakes, I know better than this. Okay, this is another one I learned. You saying, I can never cheat, okay? I don't know if you get what I said. I can never cheat. I can never lie. Or I can never hit my partner. I can never be abusive. I can never do, all this never, I'm above this. What I got from this, my redemption arc, is just understanding how, in the first place, bro, you are human, which means there's a probability of all things. The fact that you've not acted upon any of those things, or you've not done them before, was because you were not in a situation where you either decided to or could. So, for example, if you say, I will never steal, I've never, so you do have the capacity to beat someone up. You just don't do it. Why? Because you are keeping yourself under voluntary control. So what happens when you lose control? And which is why I started to lean towards grace a little more. So instead of just saying, I can never cheat, I can never this, I can never beat my partner, which I pray never to do, like exactly what I'm doing now, which is basically praying not to do that. First of all, I pray, God, I don't want to be in a situation where I ever have to do any of these things. One, God, if I ever catch myself tending towards this thing from this point where I am at, I want to have the wisdom to pull back. I want to have the wisdom, the strength, the grace to resist it. It might be emotional cheating. Because if we really go into cheating as a topic, you realize that so many of us have cheated on so many levels. Even in business, right? If the only way I can make money from you is to cheat you, that money isn't a blessing. Same way in a relationship, same way with ourselves. If you're with a partner, and you find comfort in another space, one, you are lying to yourself in that relationship, because you are lying to yourself, telling yourself, I am okay where I'm at, but you're not. Because if you're okay where you're at, why are you seeking comfort, whether emotional comfort, physical comfort, whatever, psychological comfort, mental stimulation elsewhere from another place? You might not have slept with this person, but the fact that you are engaging in conversations with them that you wouldn't have with your partner, you're already cheating on them. You're already falling short, and that brings you to being a fraud, because number one, the hypocrisy is you're telling yourself that you can't do it, which is also a lie. Your moral code is no cheating. The lie is I've never cheated, I will never cheat, or whatever, right? The lie is that while it is happening, you're telling yourself this is not cheating. I'm not cheating. I don't cheat. You are still, the hypocrisy is following, the lie is coming after it. And then the fraud that you are is standing there, standing there in the person that you are, acting as if everything is okay. Putting a smile, posting pictures on social media, whatever. Meanwhile, deep down within you, there are unaddressed aspects of your personality that are flawed. That is the fraud. A few questions. Let me ask you a question. Yeah. How do you suggest that we navigate these roles of the hypocrite, the liar, the fraud, and unlock growth and self-compassion?
Okay. It's a difficult question, and I wouldn't say that I have the answer. I just want to put that there for the record, that I have the answer. But one thing is for sure, don't forget to be a human being. But
self-compassion,
while still being a human being, you should ask yourself questions. There are questions that I ask myself every day after doing certain things. Okay, this thing that I've done. For example, let's say you do something. And what you've done, you can start with this. What you've done, notice the reaction it provokes in people. It can be bad, good, whatever. Just notice the
mindfulness,
emotions that your actions provoke in people. If it provokes good reactions, like people respond to it well and they're happy, do more of it. But if it is something that it provoked like a negative, even if the person is overreacting, I would say that you should sometime, maybe during the day, and give yourself the luxury of thinking about different options as to how you could have executed that. So when you start realizing that, okay, we're living with people in the world right now, and they're different type of people, and the reason why I said I wanted to get to like a more nuanced, a more balanced way is because I know there are different type of people, and whatever you do, you're going to break hearts, you're going to break people, you're going to do whatever. But don't forget that you're human and you can also make mistakes. But the fact that you're human and you can make mistakes shouldn't give you that relaxation that you can do whatever and blame it on the fact that you're human. So you should have an internal justice system before anything. That, okay, I'm a human being. Let's say I'm 25 years old. I have certain beliefs. You're a Muslim, Christian, or whatever other beliefs that you lay your allegiances to. And I have completed university. I'm considered like an educated person. Let's say you have a job, and also you carry yourself to a certain, level, right? You see yourself in a certain level. Now, this is who you are in the eye of someone. Now, what kind of actions would I have to execute? The things I say, the way I say certain things, the way I execute my beliefs. For example, if someone asks you, do you know anything about this? No, I don't. Or maybe you realize that you are leaning towards a very fanatic way of thinking. I would say you should, reevaluate why you have such a deep connection with certain thing like that. Let's say it could be political, religion, whatever, right? Look, you can be a religious person and still be a very nuanced and balanced person. Okay, it doesn't mean that you're religious.
Exactly, you don't have to.
Exactly, you don't have to be extreme. Try as much as possible to stay away from extreme beliefs, extreme love, extreme happiness, extreme sadness, extreme this. Try as much as possible to come closer to the middle. Like, life is way better and a lot easier when you are closer to the middle, because then you have the luxury of thinking a bit logical. Because when you're too far extreme into something, let's say you are you're an extreme Arsenal fan, you're an extreme Manchester United fan, you're an extreme Chelsea fan, it's so difficult for you to criticize your team. So you have to be like a football fan.
Stay away from the extremes.
Right. You have to be like a football fan that you can give yourself...
Be a fan of the beautiful game.
Yeah. You have to bring yourself closer so you can give yourself okay, I'm a football fan above anything. And if my team is playing shit, okay, I should have the thing of saying like my team is playing shit, like what kind of thing is this and stuff like that. Exactly. If let's say political, let's go political, right? Political is when most people lay their allegiances, and I tweeted something like 2 days ago, like, look, you guys are just falling into the diabolical propaganda of most of these politicians. You buy into it, and that's because you're benefiting from it in some sort of way. But come on, let's be human for a second here. People died in Plateau, and RIP to the people who died in Plateau. Yeah, people died in Plateau, and some people can still come forward and say that, no, this and that. Look, just shut up. Shut up. Ebonyi, exactly. Just shut up, because
many states, man.
Try as much as possible to be human in the most basic form. Human. Whatever, try to be as human as you can. Compassion, learn more about empathy, what people are thinking. Okay, what happened? Okay, it might be something is going on in their life you have no idea about, but while still protecting your boundaries. So it's a lot of learning that way. That's why I said to my friend the other day, if we dedicated more time to learn about ourselves and the difficult intricacies inside our lives, we would have no time focusing on any other person, because there's so many things we need to work on ourselves.
There's so much in one person.
There's so much in ourselves that we need to work on. And every day you learn something new about yourself. So focus on yourself and try to be human, who is compassionate, loving, and try as much as possible that you can be a good person. And please let's not redefine what the fuck a good person is. Okay? Because everybody would come and be like, no, what do you mean good according to who? Shut up.
Nah.
Okay?
You just be a good person.
Just try to be a good person.
A good person is a balanced person.
Societally,
someone who is well.
Societally, we have a definition of what a good person is. You know it, I know it, everybody know it. It has gone for centuries. Let's not try to think that 1 + 1 is 3. No, it's been 2. It will always be 2.
I'm so glad when you said you didn't have the answer, and then you had the answer. I'm like, that's a damn good answer, man.
It was kind of like a rant. You guys forgive me. I didn't mean to rant on you guys, but sometimes when I talk about these things, I start ranting.
No, shut up. No, shut up. Never apologize for that. Never ever apologize.
No, we have. Look, no, we're talking to people here, so it kind of sounds like a rant, but you guys get the gist.
No, this is my podcast. Never apologize. We love it. This is why we're here.
I've done my due diligence, so I've done the needful. Whatever is, after this is not me. It's on Tarfa.
Yeah, we are sorry. It's sorry. We're sorry. Yeah, I'm not sorry. No, I'm not sorry. Subscribe for more. Come on.
Subscribe for more.
Man, Sorry, I'll just say this as we close on this episode. Right. The best part of recording these episodes to share with you guys is that I am also learning, right. And that's each time even when I'm doing a solo episode, I'm telling you I'm learning as I'm talking to you, as I'm doing my little research, trying to learn about the things I'm going to talk to you about, what I'm dealing with. Many of these episodes have come out from me, out of people that are close to me, out of things that I see. It's just coming out. So it's like he said, if you look inward, there's so much. There's a universe of possibilities within you. There's so much you need to learn about yourself. If you just go back, just go pick up your childhood pictures, just flip through them. There will be so many things in each picture you will learn about. You didn't even know that, you lived through these things. And there's just so much of content, of value, of substance for you to feel empty. If you look in enough, you will never feel empty.
Right.
You fill what is inside you with what is good, what is light, you will never be empty. And having people like Abdullahi Onimisi on the podcast has left me feeling very, very content. I'm very glad that you were on this episode. Thank you, my brother. It's been an amazing one. To you guys, as we wrap up the episode, remember that understanding our own imperfections and humanity is the path to genuine growth and self-compassion. And extending that understanding to others is equally vital. Empathy, kindness, self-love, self-compassion. This is what I'm always talking about on the podcast. This is what we do. You already know. If you found this episode thought-provoking, please share with your friends and subscribe to the Fizzy Speaks podcast.
If you provoke, go out transform.
I'll be waiting to. If you provoke, I didn't say this part. See the way I'm saying sorry. He's not even your friend. I'm your main guy.
I'm not sorry anymore.
So I remain Salim Mohammed Tarfa, the Fizzy Kage, and my amazing brother, Abdullah Onimisi from the Vibes of Onimisi podcast. Thank you so much for joining me on this
Pleasure
episode.
is mine,
I really
mate.
appreciate you. Compliments of season to everybody.
And Happy New Year.
Next time, I'll be waiting to get your Happy New Year. Absolutely. Happy New Year. I'll be waiting to get your messages on Spotify. You can leave me a comment. The Q&A section will be there. Let me know what you think about the episode. Catch you in the next one. I'm signing off now for 2023. Probably listen to this next year, 2024. Be kind to yourself and those around you. Peace.